Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Tonight I will tell you a scary story about a creepy clown that followed me home from a carnival. When I was 12 years old, my parents took me to a traveling carnival that had set up on the edge of town. It was one of those small ones with maybe 6 or 7 rides, a handful of game stalls, and a handful of people running it. Bright lights flickered against the night sky. Rides spun and screamed, and the air smelled of fried dough and cotton candy. To me, it was pure excitement. As we walked past the clown game stalls, I noticed one clown stood completely still. His costume was old, faded red with torn patches, and his painted grin stretched too wide across his face. Unlike the others who laughed, juggled, or shouted for people to play, this one said nothing. He just stared straight at me. At first I tried to laugh it off, thinking maybe he was part of the act. But as the night went on, I kept spotting him, standing near the Ferris wheel, lingering by the funhouse entrance, hiding in the crowd by the food stalls. Always watching, never blinking, never performing. I tugged at my mom's sleeve and whispered, "That clown is following us." She barely glanced over, then smiled and said, "It's probably just someone trying to be spooky for the kids." But I noticed she held my hand a little tighter after that. Hours later, when the night was winding down, we headed for the exit. The music from the rides was fading, the crowd was thinning, and the bright carnival lights looked dimmer now. I glanced back one last time, and there he was, the same clown standing by the gate. He raised one gloved hand and waved at me, slowly, like he had been waiting for this exact moment. My parents chuckled nervously, but my stomach dropped. His eyes never left mine. That night I barely slept. I swore I kept hearing soft squeaks outside my window, like the sound of balloons rubbing together. The next morning, when we stepped outside to grab the newspaper, something was sitting on our porch. A balloon animal twisted into the shape of a dog, its smiley face drawn in black marker, its balloon body already beginning to deflate. We hadn't brought home any balloons from the carnival. None of us knew where it came from. And that's when I realized he hadn't just been watching me at the carnival. He had followed me home. I didn't want to tell my parents I was sure he'd come home with me because I knew they wouldn't believe me. They'd just say I was making it up, that it was just some silly dream I'd had. But I couldn't stop thinking about what he'd do next. Days turned into weeks, but I never saw him again, at least not until last year. I was 26 years old and living in an apartment in the city. I hadn't thought about that clown in years, not until one day while walking home from work, I passed a street performer on the sidewalk. He was dressed as a clown. Not just any clown, this clown. The one who had followed me home from the carnival all those years ago. Time had not been kind to him. His costume was even more tattered and faded than I remembered. His makeup was runny and smeared, and his smile, God, his smile was crooked and cruel looking. He wasn't trying to entertain anyone. There were no balloons, no funny hat, no juggling pins. He was just there, squatting on the sidewalk, staring at me. His eyes burned into mine, and he started to creep closer. I stumbled back, knocking into a shop window. Turning away, I could feel his gaze drilling into my skull. Then I heard his voice. It was raspy and scratchy, like nails on a chalkboard. Well, look who it is. You came back." He lunged out, clawing at me, his fingernails long and sharp. I screamed and pushed him away, but he just laughed a soundless screech that echoed in my ears. I broke free and ran, not stopping until I got home and locked the door. When I finally calmed down enough to think, I realized I didn't have my keys. I'd dropped them in my struggle with the clown. I rummaged around in my purse for a quarter so I could call a locksmith, but I didn't have any change. In a panic, I ran back out into the street, dodging traffic to get back to that store. Maybe if I explained what happened, the owner would let me use his phone. When I reached the corner, I saw him again, the same clown. He was sitting on the curb now, his knees pulled up to his chest, watching me. His eyes gleamed with triumph and delight. "Thought you could escape me?" he rasped, his grin splitting his face. "It's too late. I've waited too long to get you." He scrambled off the curb, blocking my path. "Run!" I screamed at the top of my lungs. "Help me!" People stared at me as I ran, as I dodged cars, as I tried to get away from him, but no one moved. No one offered to help. They just watched as I stumbled away, the clown close behind me. I don't know how long I ran for, but eventually I stopped, collapsed on a patch of grass in a nearby park, and cried. The sun was setting, turning the sky the color of blood. The clown stood over me, his shadow falling across my body like a shroud. "We're together now," he whispered, his hot, fetid breath on my neck. "And no one can save you." Then he did something that made my blood run cold. He took his glove off, revealing a hand that was impossibly old and shriveled, like the hand of a corpse. "Run!" I screamed again and scrambled to my feet. I turned and ran, not daring to look back. So friends, when you see a scary clown, better watch out. Clowns are evil. They're always out to get you.